9:00. 9:00. I call the meeting of the Davenport Civil Service Commission to order. First order of business, we need an approval of today's agenda.
I make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Today's agenda is approved. Approval of minutes from the last meeting.
Move approval of the minutes.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and the minutes of the last meeting are approved. New business.
Well, hello.
Morning.
Okay, so today we have our street heavy maintenance worker. The changes that we are looking to update would be, first, applicants currently need to have a tanker endorsement with their CDL driver's license. However, to allow for a greater applicant pool, we would allow applicants 6 months from the date that they were hired to obtain the tanker endorsement. So currently, this is not a requirement for the position below it. So the other thing that we're looking to change or add is adding a physical and background. Even though that this is a promotional position, we may have the potential of an internal applicant apply that is currently working in a less physically demanding position. Or if it did have to be posted external, it would actually prevent a delay in the hiring process, because what we'd end up doing is posting a promotional first. If we had no internal applicants, then we would have to come back for your approval for the background and physical, and then, so that could delay that process. And those are the changes that we're looking for.
Any discussion?
I think the changes are good ones.
Okay, thank you.
We need a motion to approve them, though.
I move approval of the changes in the street heavy maintenance worker
Second?
qualification.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
No, carried. Approved. Okay. Any old business? Well, I wasn't ready yet.
I'm excited.
We'll move to certification list.
Like the anticipation.
Police officer. All right.
Okay. I think we all understand the role of a police officer. Again, this process was a 30-70. Written examination considered, accounted for 30%, interview for 70%. The list is ready for your consideration. They must be 21 years old by today's date, the time of list certification. They must have a high school diploma or GED. They must be able to pass the state mandated physical ability test, which does include those 3 components, the sit-ups, the push-ups, and the 1.5 mile run. Must be able to pass a background and polygraph investigation, and then must reside within 20 miles of the corporate limits of the city of Davenport. That change recently made by the city council. So this process, we had 65 applicants. 60 of those were qualified and invited to participate in the state mandated physical ability testing. 8 withdrew at that particular time. 22 did not schedule their testing time. 6 did not show for their test, and 15 failed the physical ability. So 9 candidates passed and were invited to take the state mandated written examination. 1 failed. So we had 8 pass the written examination. So those candidates were invited to participate in the background and polygraph investigation. 3 of those failed the investigation. So that left us with 5 who passed and were invited to participate in the interview. 2 passed, 2 failed, 1 withdrew. So for your approval and consideration, I have a list of 2 individuals for Davenport Police Officer. Yes, Mrs. Moore.
Many of our officers have a college degree. Do either of these?
1 does. 1 is a graduate of Western Illinois University, yes, and the other does not. Yeah. So we see a mix. And then the stats for your perusal as well.
That's amazing. How many apply?
Yeah.
Is
But
that
I think
part-
you've heard me, I stand in front of you frequently.
I know.
And it's a very similar process. I will be in front of you next month with a very similar story.
Is it partly because they can just apply online? I mean, I can sit there and go, I'll apply.
Could be, yeah. We make every effort to, these last 2 times, I've made additional efforts in reaching out to the candidates to make sure that they know when their scheduled time is. This is additional information that will assist you in those tests. This is what you need to do. You haven't signed up for a testing time yet. Please do so. Let me know if you are still interested. So I do my best to reach out and get them interested, but at the end of the day, it's truly those individuals who are interested in a career in law enforcement are the ones that are going to be
But that's a good
the
thing.
ones. It is a good thing, yes, I agree. It's a very good thing. Yeah, we get some very good qualified candidates to do the job. Yep. So, thank you.
So the next item on the list is our natural resources heavy equipment operator. This is a promotional position. We had a 30-70 split. This is part of the Teamsters Union, and the list is ready to be certified. Okay. So for this position, applicants need 3 years of experience operating specialized construction equipment or 2 years of specialized training. Or I said 2 years plus specialized training. They do need to have a current or Class B CDL, and then they can obtain their Class A within 90 days. They do need to obtain their pesticide applicator license within 1 year of hire. And then again, we have our physical and background check and our residency requirements. Okay. So we had 9 applicants. 8 of those were qualified and invited to the exam, and 3 scored below 70%. So the 5 remaining applicants passed the interview and are on the list to be certified. And then we have our stats. Okay.
Natural resources, heavy equipment is like you work in the parks and stuff, or what?
So you're gonna be doing stream bank stabilization and sediment and erosion control is where you'd be working at. Okay.
Which is different than the one job change, because that was just streets.
That is correct, yes.
You don't interchange these.
These don't interchange, however, they can utilize the employees if need be, if they do need assistance. Okay. Okay. Next, we have our plant operator, which is an entry-level position at our water pollution control plant. The written was weighted at 100%, and this is part of our Teamsters Union. So for this position, applicants needed a high school diploma or GED and mechanical aptitude. Then they do need to obtain their CDL within 6 months of hire. Again, we have our background check along with residence requirement, and then they do need to obtain a grade 1 wastewater treatment plant operator certification within 1 year of hire, and then obtain their grade 2 within 4 years. We have 14 applicants that all 14 were qualified and invited to the written exam. 3 withdrew, 5 did not show, and 2 scored below 70%. That left us with 4 remaining candidates that did pass that exam, and they are all on the list to be certified.
This is an entry-level position?
This is an entry-level position, yes. Then our stats, and I'll move on to our senior permit tech. So our senior permit tech is a promotional position in the building division of our neighborhood services department. We had a 30-70 split, and this is part of our AFSCME union. So for this, candidates need to have an associate's with 3 years of experience or a bachelor's degree in construction management. They do need a driver's license, and they will need to be required to be certified as a permit tech by the ICC within 1 year of hire. And then again, our residency requirement and background check.
What is a permit tech?
They're going to be issuing building permits to our contractors and residents. So they're the ones that are reviewing the plans and looking at it and then issuing those permits.
Do they do the inspection?
They do not, no.
That's another level.
We have inspectors that do that.
Okay.
So we had 2 applicants. One was qualified. The one did pass both components and is on that list to be certified. And then our stats. Next, our senior stock clerk. So typically, this is a promotional position. However, if you remember from our May meeting, we did have this removed from the agenda because we only had 1 internal applicant that withdrew from the process. So we ended up going out external, making this an entry-level position. The written exam was weighted at 100%, and it is part of our Teamsters Union. So for this, you do need to have a high school diploma or equivalent, and then 3 years in the automotive industry or in dealing with inventory. Need to have basic math skills, and then have a valid driver's license. Okay, so we have 14 applicants, 9 which were qualified and invited to the written exam. 4 did not show. 5 candidates passed the written exam. 2 passed the background check. 3 were internal and previously passed that background check. One thing to keep in mind is with these 3 internal applicants, 2 of them are currently part-time employees, and part-time employees are not able to apply for promotional positions. Okay, and then we have 5 candidates on the list to be certified. Okay, and then our stats.
Wasn't that unusual that you wouldn't have internal people wanting a promotion?
It all depends on each individual and what their circumstances are. So it all depends on.
What unusual?
It could be, yes, it could be. Okay. So our street maintenance worker is a promotional position in the street division. The written exam was weighted at 100%, and it is part of our Teamsters Union. So applicants would need to have 1 year of experience as a general laborer, possess a Class B CDL, and again, our physical background check and residency requirements. We had 5 applicants, all which were qualified, passed the written exam, and all 5 are on the list to be certified. Okay, and then our stats. Next is our turf technician. This is an entry-level position in the Parks and Recreation Department. We had a 30-70 split, and it is part of the Teamsters Union. Okay. So for this, they do need to have a high school diploma or equivalent, plus 2 years of experience as a groundskeeper or in turf maintenance. They do need to have a valid driver's license, and then obtain their Class B within 6 months of hire, and then obtain their pesticide applicator certification during their probationary period, and then our physical and background check. So we had 7 applicants. All 7 were qualified and invited to the written exam. 2 did not schedule, 1 did not show. So 4 candidates passed the written exam and invited to interview. All 4 passed the interview, background check, and are on the list to be certified. And our stats. That concludes our list.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. We entertain a motion to approve the certification list presented to us today.
So moved.
Second.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, they're approved. Well, anybody have anything else? All right. The chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we stand adjourned.